Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fat Loss Basics. Thanks for joining today. Alrighty, I hope everybody had a great weekend. We were pretty chill this weekend, had some lacrosse. Big kids were home because the water park sadly was shut down. I actually rearranged my whole ass office. It was amazing. Feels so good in here right now. Got rid of a dresser that was in here. Rearranged it, and it just feels so much better. Sometimes a lot of times, if you feel very cluttered in your brain, you probably have somewhere in your life you need to declutter, right? Physically in space, whether that's your bedroom, your kitchen, your bathroom closet, your linen closet, who knows what it could be. Mine was definitely my office. It was really bad. And if you saw Instagram, I did a whole before and after on there because it was pretty gnarly. Okay. So we are talking today. Oh, also, sorry, first and foremost, Fat Loss Basics Group Coaching Scholarship is on the move. You can join that. It is essentially 3 months of Fat Loss Basics Group Coaching. All you have to do is click the link in the show notes and tell me why I should choose you. You get everything that my Fat Loss Basics Group Coaching clients get. But it's a scholarship. So this is technically a free 3 months of coaching. Now, I'm only picking women who are interested in actually changing their life. So this is not just if you're in it for free shit. If you're in it for free shit, please do not sign up. Okay. This is for women who are ready to ditch the diet culture, who are ready to change their lives. This is not just for subpar people who don't want to show up for themselves. So if you're struggling with things like accountability, or you're doing all of the things and it's not working, all of that kind of stuff, that is who it's for. So go ahead and click the link in the show notes and go ahead and apply. Currently I am going to be putting them on for the 12th is when I'm going to announce the winner. But if I happen to get a couple extras, I might wait until that Monday, the 15th. So it just depends on how I feel, and maybe give people a couple extra days. But okay. So I want to read this win, and I want to talk about why this is such an important piece and why our mindset shift in this process and who we are at an identity is so much bigger than the scale, than the clothes, than all the things, because we can get to where we want to go and still not be happy people, happy women. Okay. So this is the win. Warmer weather is, this is a few weeks ago. Weather is warm here. Time for shorts. So I braved the shorts drawer. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. She didn't put that in there, but over the past 6 years, I've held on to two of my most favorite shorter fitted shorts that I could no longer wear. At one time, these fit and were almost too big 7+ years ago. Anyway, braved trying them on and got them buttoned and zip. Boom. Win. That should have been it. But alas, the brain comes in and goes, just kidding. First effing thought, wow. Not wow or not happy, but did these shorts look awful? That was her first thought. Did these shorts look awful? She got to these shorts that she hasn't worn in over 6 years. And her first thought was, do these look awful? Okay. So after she's processing this, she's telling herself, for crying out loud, you just got these badass shorts on, and that is where my brain goes. Right? So she shut off the voice, turned into celebrating herself and her hard work. And this is what she said: no matter the weight or inches lost, the amount of time you grow in your routine, those ugly moments still crop up. I'm proud of me this morning for being able to move beyond this one and finishing the week strong. Now, why is this important? Okay. There's many layers to this, but she held on to these shorts for 6 years. And the very first thing that she thought after she couldn't wear them for over 6 years was, I look terrible. Oh my God. Am I still fat? Why? I can't even believe that I have these on. They probably look awful on me. Essentially, this whole conversation her brain is telling her. She looks in the mirror and she doesn't see what she actually thinks she sees, right? Her brain is telling her, but you still don't look good. Even though you got these shorts on, you still don't look good. That is what the brain will do. Okay. So let's talk about why we hold on to things like this and what happens when we reach those things and we still aren't happy. Because that's a lot of what I see in this space. So many times everybody's all about the weight loss, the weight, the scale, the number on the scale. It's the same concept. You get to that number on the scale and you're going, yeah, I still don't like what I see. Well, that's because that's not the journey part. Anybody can get whatever number they want eventually on to go on that scale, or whatever size clothes. We can all get there, maybe begrudgingly and maybe a little unethically, but we can get there. Okay. So holding on to shorts that don't necessarily fit is almost a way that we can have some hope, right? It's basically saying like, hey, someday I'm going to wear these again. Someday I might get back into them. Someday I'm going to change my habits and patterns, or I'm just going to lose the weight. We're probably not thinking about habits and patterns, to be honest. We're thinking about just losing the weight to get into them again. I even said something to my husband this last weekend about the same thing with my pants and my clothes from when I was my leanest. I'm like, I don't want to get rid of them because I don't want to have to rebuy them. Well, that's what I'm telling myself is I will get there. I'm going to get there again. So I don't want to have to throw these away, right? And another piece of this is it's like, okay, I'm going to hold on to these. It kind of means like, hey, I'm not giving up. Like it might not happen tomorrow. And for this particular client, 6 years. It took her 6 years to get back into them. And we've been working together almost 3. We're like 2.5-ish or so together now. And so it's taken that long for her to get to this place. And who knows, I don't know how tight they were or how much space she had. She might have been able to fit into them sometime over the winter, but obviously where she lives, you don't have winter shorts season. That's not a real thing, just like in Michigan. And so she didn't have that opportunity to maybe try them on. But now that she did, that's what she did. And it's almost like saying, okay, I'm going to get there again. I haven't given up on that person that was that person that wore them the first time. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to change still, right? Because I can guarantee you the person that she was 7+ years ago wearing those shorts is not who she is today wearing those shorts. It's almost like this little symbolism of a belief in your own self and your own future of what's coming, right? And so I feel like, this can be a really hard thing for us because, again, you hear all these people saying like, oh, if you don't wear it in a year, throw them away. But there's like also this like element of like, but I don't want to throw them away. Like I have probably, or I don't know, maybe 10 pairs of jeans sitting in my dresser right now that I'm not throwing away. And I don't care how many people tell me to hold them and do they bring you joy. I don't care if they bring me joy right now. I'm not getting rid of them, right? There's something about keeping them that's really powerful. Every time I go in to get my drawer or my jeans and I go in the drawer to get my jeans, I know that they're there. I see that they're there and I want them. I want to go back to that. And it's kind of, I don't want to say motivation, but it is kind of like another driver. Like, okay, I can do this, right? It's the same thing with her. Like, okay, I can do this. She even has a shorts drawer. She even said it. I went into the shorts drawer, dun, 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 right? Like that is a whole thing. So let's talk about what actually happened. She held onto these shorts. 6 years later, she tries them on. They button, they zip. And she's like, oh my God, my reality just came true. And that moment right there alone should be rainbows and sunshines and fireworks and amazingness and love and a celebration of all the stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I held on to these. The waiting paid off. All my hard work has paid off. And then it's almost just like this Mack truck comes and it's like, there you go. Right. And now instead of being like, I'm so proud of myself for all of my hard work, the first thought is, do these shorts look awful? And instead of celebrating the thing that she should be so proud of herself for, her brain went straight to going, what is wrong? What is the flaw here with me? What looks bad? Oh, these must look bad. So now she's already questioning, do these shorts even look good on me? Right? She almost let like her entire brain take over that whole moment of celebration, which was trying to convince her that even though you got those on, girl, it still ain't it. That ain't it. Not good enough. Not good enough. This is not okay. Right? And this ties back into last week's episode about, are you actually afraid of failing or are you actually afraid of succeeding? Because just like this, you're not accustomed to succeeding. You're not accustomed to it. It took her 6 years to get into those shorts. 6 years of how many times had she tried in those 6 years to lose the weight, to wear those again, and it didn't work. Right? So her brain was so accustomed to not winning. Winning felt unfamiliar. Success felt unfamiliar. And the brain doesn't have a script for celebrating yourself. Like, how many times do you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I should be happy with what I see. And I'm like, oh my gosh, ugh. And you're still poking, prodding, and picking apart the things that don't look good. I look back on photos now from 2022, 23, and I'm like, golly. And I would look in the mirror and I would still do that then. Like that poking and prodding and critiquing everything that I didn't like about my body. And I look back at those photos like, God, I would give anything to go back to that right now. Oh my gosh, I'd give my whole left arm if I could just look like that tomorrow, right? Like, that's how we think, right? But winning or achievement or success, it's all uncomfortable because you have to sit with a feeling good, a good feeling about yourself. And it's a hell of a lot easier to find all of the flaws because that makes you comfortable. Being critical and being unsatisfied is what the norm is the consistent part. These little tiny wins that we get all over the place on this journey, those are not familiar territory for us. They are very the far wild over here west that we don't ever breach upon. We don't talk about. We have no idea really what that feels like over there. And so your brain tries to make the unfamiliar, so the winning or the success part, familiar by finding issues, problems, flaws with yourself. It's like that defense mechanism. It goes right back to what it knows, even though it's not helpful. It's not helpful, right? So like I said in the beginning, getting into the shorts is the easy part, right? Getting to the weight goal, getting to the size of the clothes, anybody can do that, whether unethically or not. We can get into those things. You just eat right, move your body, be consistent. Eventually, you'll fucking get there. Pretty fucking straightforward. But managing your mind, telling your brain to shut up and sit down and celebrate the fact that the shorts fit, that's the hard part. Taking that critical voice that tells you it's still not good enough and choosing to celebrate anyways, that is where it happens. And it doesn't mean that you never have a critical voice about yourself. But her ability to say, this is what I thought, and then immediately I said, no, we are not going back here. We are not her. We are going to celebrate the fact that I got these shorts on. Okay? That is an active choice. That is somebody actively choosing to say, the voice, you can say what you want to say, but it's going to stop. You're going to shut it down, right? And she had to protect her own win from her own brain because her brain was like, nah, not next time. Nope, this is not good enough still. You still got work to do, girl. Like, do you see that you're left whatever? Do you see that this thing over here that makes you look fat? You see that pudge sticking out or that cellulite hanging out or whatever you might think about your body? And this is where most people don't get it right. And a skill that most people are not able to develop is because, and a lot of times is why people quit. Is because you look at that, you're like, oh, I'm still not enough. It's still not good enough. I still have to do more. It's like never ending. Right? But the work is in shutting off that voice. And it doesn't mean, again, that she never comes around and says her little 2 cents. It's a matter of how fast can you flip that script on her so you can tell her to shut up and sit down, right? But the real work starts after you get the thing that you've been hoping for, right? So this is why you can get to your goal weight and still hate yourself and hate what you see in the mirror, okay? This is where so many people get stuck and then they're like, oh, I hit my goal, but now it's just not good enough. Or it's not, what I actually wanted. This is why, again, goal weight versus body weight, not the same thing. Okay. 160 pounds on one person is not going to be 160 pounds on another person. It's just not going to be that way. Okay. So a lot of times our brain will just convince us that it's just not enough. And then you go right back to where you started. You spiral out of control, you get mad, pissed off, angry, and you fall back into your old patterns. Because again, we like familiarity, and now we're really uncomfortable. So we're just going to hit the fuck it button and slide all the way back. Just never mind, just let's go. I already have the other shorts. Great that I can fit into these, but fuck it, right? So I want you to think of, if you're listening to this now, how many things are you holding on to right now that don't fit yet? That have fit before in the past, or that you've bought in hopes that they would fit soon and they don't, right? And more importantly, if you achieve those things that you're trying to fit into again, right? Are you going to be able to celebrate it? I'm going to say I hope, because the brain is tricky, and she can be a little nasty bee, you know what I mean? I hope that when I get into my pants again, that I am celebratory, that I'm like, you did this again. Way to go. Great job. Right? Because I deserve that. I have worked for it. I have put blood, sweat, and tears. My client had put blood, sweat, and tears into this. She deserves to feel good about her shorts, regardless of what her brain says she looks or doesn't look. However that shakes out for her. She deserves to be happy and celebratory in her hard work. So that's the question, is how many things are you holding on to that you want? Bathing suits, shirts, dresses, pants, whatever it might be. How many things are you holding on to? And are you going to be able to celebrate those things when you get there? Regardless of what your first thought is, like, ew, or it's still not done yet, or I don't like how I look. Are you going to be able to celebrate your internal self of going, yes, about all that hard work? And again, this is always where duality can be, coexisting, right? You don't always have to like everything, but you can still enjoy and celebrate where you are on that journey part. So remember that the real transformation is not the scale number. The real transformation isn't even the shorts fitting my client. It's in her choosing to protect her own success from herself. It's in her ability to celebrate it anyway, even if her brain came in and said, nah, not today. You still got work, girl. And choose to celebrate her hard work regardless. That's the transformation. You want to know the hard part about that? That's really hard to sell to somebody, because most of us don't understand what that's like or how to do it. These are the things that literally we are doing in Fat Loss Basics. Literally. So if you are interested, if you're like, oh my gosh, it's me, I have all these clothes I want to fit back into, join Fat Loss Basics. My last scholarship winner from last year has been in now almost an entire year. In the first 8 months, she was down 20 plus pounds. So that can be you. You don't have to stay. She didn't have to stay. She chose to stay. Because what we did in that first 3 months clicked. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been waiting for. Thank you for teaching me the way. Right? That's how it works. So link is in the show notes. Click the link to apply. It's so simple. All you have to do is tell me why you should be my next Fat Loss Basics group coaching scholarship application winner. And all my listeners are winners regardless, but I'm just saying, clicking that link in the show notes is going to make you a big winner. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Pretty chill here for the week in my household since it's summer, but it's going to be hot in Michigan. So if it's hot where you're at this week, make sure you stay hydrated, get outside, get some movement in, and, eat some protein or something like that, I guess. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next episode.